And so, ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening to be fought with three-minute rounds in the amateur mixed martial arts rules in the welterweight division of the FCC. Introducing first, hiding out of the blue corner, he enters the cage tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 2 victories and 1 defeat, representing Supremacy MMA, Matthew Bout. And his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out the red corner, enters tonight with a mixed martial arts record of 2 victories and 2 defeats, representing FCPC, Clarke. Our referee in charge of the action, Mr. Neil Hall.
Veteran UFC referee Neil Hall about to get this one underway. 3 3-minute rounds, amateur welterweight action. Matthew Bonner in the black and grey, taking on FCPC's Leon Clarke in the FCPC blue colours. FCC veteran Martin Stapleton in the corner of Leon Clarke. Such a powerful squad of young men coming out of Full Contact Performance Centre.
Bonner with the centre of the cage. Good stalking stance. Very wide base for both guys here.
Both men well supported in the macron. A nice takedown though from Leon Clarke to start things off. Passes the guard into side control.
That's it. Very easy single leg and really no defence on the guard retention there from Bonner. Let's see what Clarke can do. He's got a good high left underhook. Going to help him stay very connected. Trying to walk his hips round. He's got to stay connected at the hip.
Looking to posture up and fire off some big strikes. Couple of solid punches landing there for Leon Clarke. Really going to town here with that right hand.
It's going to be a bit more explosion from Matthew Bonner if he's not going to get completely caught out here. Good hammer fists.
Jackhammer punches. Matthew Bonner stopping to complain to referee Neil Hall. Might be better served covering up at this juncture.
Yeah, good side wedge here.
Nice knee to the body, not for the first time either by Leon Clarke. Great awareness shown by Clarke here.
Yeah, does have a fair bit of experience in the amateur ranks. See what kind of posture he can get here. He's allowed some form of defense back in, but standing over your opponent here, so oppressive.
And really jacking up that right hand.
Oh, wasn't able to sprawl though, and he's been turned by Bonner. Looking to drop down for the same single, but there's a really strong crossface coming in from Leon Clarke. It's very unlikely Bonner's going to be able, well, I say that, he gets the leg up and across the body. Got to drive it a bit further though. The instep of Clarke just getting stuck on the thigh. That's helping him maintain his balance here.
And as we move up the card here at Full Contact Contender 13, just starting to see the little bit of improvement in the level of technical proficiency between the combatants. Both men fighting out of and representing fine amateur squads.
Very strong whizzer from Clarke, who manages to turn him and force the break.
And referee Neil Hall calling time there, and it looks like Leon Clarke was caught south of the border just on the break. 5 minutes here if he needs it. He looks like he's going to opt to continue here, Josh.
Yeah, I have to say I didn't actually see that shot land, but getting a couple of moments to recompose himself.
I think one thing we can probably guarantee is that he wasn't looking to take a breather. One thing we know about the FCPC guys is they're all at the peak of physical fitness. Nice 1-2 combination. Leading with the right, following up with the left there.
Yeah, he was just on the end of it though. That extra couple of inches closer might have really let them do some damage. But I think a really good round for Leon Clarke there.
Clarke looking pretty pleased with his performance. And Martin Stapleton delivering instructions now in the corner. Probably going to want more of the same, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a good takedown. It was a very easy pass for him, and then maintenance of that position was fairly standard as well. So you've got to think that's a good blueprint for him moving forward in this fight.
Matthew Bonner, though, not out of the fight for a second, and what his corner team telling him at this juncture, Josh? What does Bonner need to do going back in here for the second frame?
Well, it's interesting. It looks as though Bonner is got a lot of confidence in his game on the feet. He's throwing with a lot of intention, and he's trying to keep those hooks very technical and very crisp. The catch is when he does so, he's up high, and he really overextends and allows the timing for the takedown. That's happened a couple of times now. So I think just be aware that the distance is going to get closed and be ready to either backpedal, sprawl, or take advantage of it with some alternative strikes.
Referee Neil Hall gets the second frame underway. Brad Wharton and Josh Palmer calling the action for you here at the Bolton Macron Stadium. And it's the combinations again from Matthew Bonner. Finished with a head kick that time. Spinning back kick from Leon Clarke, and another
back-to-back turning back kicks.
Not quite finding the home, but going to be keeping Matthew Bonner guessing here.
Yeah, had a good short chancery there. Now going for the single again. He's got to get his head up high here. Can't let his posture be too broken, and bringing the hand in to defend the grip, and that's good work from Clarke. And that's in the process probably going to give him this takedown. Needs to sprawl heavy here, get that crossface working.
Well, the 20th of June seems to be the night of the crazy guillotine, so perhaps a bit of an omen there for Matthew Bonner to protect that neck. Well, hoisting his man up with a big slam there.
See, Clarke chose to grab around the head for that guillotine motion. That's what's put him in this bad spot. It's what allowed the takedown. If he got in front of the face, used that as a really strong frame and lever to turn the head of his opponent, he would not be in this position now.
And if you are watching this on June 20th via our social media feed, don't forget, much more to come. 2 European title fights.
Now I'd be using this butterfly hook to really try and sweep and elevate. He's got a good bite on this neck. It's going to be hard to finish without real control of the body, though.
Trying to tenderize the ribs there is Bonner. Just give his man something to think about and perhaps look to break that grip.
Yeah, this is coming out
Squeeze his head out, and he does. Immediately, though, Leon Clarke looking to stand up, but he's given his back in the process, Josh.
He certainly has. Let's see if he can establish any kind of control. I mean, fortunately for him, time is probably ticking away a little bit here, but, well, just a bit too high, a bit over-eager. Still some Kimura options, but again, without control of the body, they're going to be tough to pull off.
Going to find it difficult up against the cage as well. Clarke can just pressure his man into the fence. Clarke trying to take the back now in that standing position.
Yeah, again, the Kimura grip's a really good way to break and turn this position. Exactly what Bonner does.
Looked like he threw an elbow there. And I think Neil Hall may be just warning him about that.
Yeah, trying to sort of strike with the forearm. Bulldozing towards the fence now, though. Let's see if he can complete the single on a high crotch here. He's going to have to get his head up, though. See how his back's rounded. He's just bent over a bit too much. Needs to really drop the hips and try and straighten that spine, get some good posture.
Certainly an interesting second round here for our judges to look at. Back and forth action.
Yeah, a bit closer, that one. Probably still going the way of Clarke, but I'd have to look back at some of that action. Both guys having their moments for certain.
And as we do now head into the third and final round, is it going to come to bear that the superior fitness of the FCC fighters are going to be the deciding factor here? And that's not to take anything away from the guys from Supremacy MMA. It's just we've seen it so many times here on Full Contact Contender before. When it comes to deep waters, the FCPC guys really can pull one out. Martin Stapleton, of course, with that military background, a bit of a drill sergeant when it comes to strength and conditioning there.
It's such a strong weapon to have. I mean, if you can really keep going and turn it up on your opponent, just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, eventually someone's going to break, and it's such a strong weapon to have on your side.
Seconds out, round 3 about to get underway. And both these young men have given a good account of themselves so far. Matthew Bonner, you would think, though, is going to need a big round here, Josh. got to put his stamp on the fight at this point, and starts fast and furious. Left hook, right straight.
Again,
needs another right hand.
Yeah, great combinations, good shots, and interestingly, he's the one looking to tie up.
Again, trying to look for that Kimura grip possibly, but has to capitulate, put his back on the fence.
Yeah, but it's a good escape from that position. It's a good position to go to. Absolutely the right decision. Let's see if we can get that forearm in front and create a bit more space for these strikes. Again, from here, getting that forearm in front of the face. There you go. And this will make the knees that he wants to use pay so much more. If you let that head connect to your rib cage, you really could have some problems.
Oh, nice kick to the body there. And Neil Hall just asking him to keep those high enough.
More of a slap perhaps. Interesting dodge from Clarke. So let's see if Bonner drops down to grab that ankle. That would be the classic move from here. That right hand searching for the left ankle of Clarke. Coming back up to a high clinch though.
Clarke intent on hanging on to the body of his opponent, not giving him an inch to breathe here.
There's a couple of times he's let Clarke work to his back, and what's kind of saved him is Clarke hasn't been explosive in trying to utilize that position. He's tried to hold him and, you know, be methodical about his progression, but at the same time that's, you know, made the position become a little bit worthless for him.
Clarke trying for the single leg now in his own corner, trying to rip his man off the cage and spin him to the mat.
You see how the separation from his shoulder to the top of his thigh, that just meant there wasn't quite enough torque, but a good slugfest here. Great head movement from Bonner.
Bonner nearly sitting down to avoid that one. Popping straight back up and putting his man on the cage though.
Again, the back's just a little bit too rounded perhaps. He could do with dropping his hips a little bit lower, really getting the drive in, through into the fence. And you've got to think, Josh, a few long periods of control here could be enough to take the round for Bonner, but it's Leon Clarke with a takedown. Oh, strong sprawl, but a good turn of the corner from Bonner. I like it. He's done a great job with his wrestling there to put Clarke on the fence, as we see some big deep breaths from the FCPC man. And as conditioned as you are when you're fighting a torrid pace, constantly trying to affect or defend takedowns, it is going to add up as we enter the final few seconds. Nice knees to the body there from Bonner. What a strong, finishing strong here. Strong round for Matthew Bonner, and you know what? He might have got that second round. He had that huge takedown midway through. I mean, this is going to be a tough one for the judges to call. Well, Josh, we said that Matthew Bonner will probably need to come out with a strong final frame. He did exactly that. Credit to both these young men here. It's going to come entirely down to that second round. Without a doubt, Leon Clarke took the first, Matthew Bonner the third. The second, let's see what the judges decided.
Fighters to center, please.
Guys, fighters this way.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to our judges this evening. With a split decision, your winner in the blue corner, Matthew Bonner. And let's hear for his opponent, let's hear for Leon Clarke.